Hey everyone, Contrail here, and today I want to talk a little bit about my routine, um, and just routines in general. Um, because right now I'm feeling pretty fired up. I've been getting a lot done today. I actually just finished the script for Layer 2, so I'm going to be recording the audio for that pretty soon. Maybe when my voice is feeling a little less, I guess, raw would be the way to describe it. Um, if you didn't see my community post on the main channel, I'm just getting over COVID. And that's actually a large reason why I'm making the video that I'm making today. Um, Overall, I'm just feeling a lot better. Um, my voice is still kind of shaky a little bit. That's why I'm going to be um, taking sips of this water bottle that I have conveniently filled up next to me, just so my voice doesn't get too rickety or dry or anything. Anyways, that's enough talking about my raw voice. Apparently, um, like I said, I want to talk about routines because I just recently had my new one completely wrecked by this little bout of COVID that I got. Um, I've got to say, I was pretty proud of the routine that I put myself into at the start of the new year. Um, it was very, robust and structured, and it was really just what I needed, honestly, to get me started. Um, as far as how it went, I would, wake up at 6 a.m. Nice and early. In my time zone, it's still dark out, so it kind of gives me that kind of morning silence, stillness that I think some people might lack. But then, past that, I would shower, I would eat my breakfast, I'd go work out for a pretty decent amount of time. And then I'd go for a walk, I'd get some sun on my face, get my blood flowing beyond what I just done in my workout. And by the time that I was finished with a lot of that stuff, it would usually be around 9 a.m. And that is when I would sit down to work on my videos. And then, it, kind of cut to now. As of recording this, it's the 7th. And I got COVID on the 2nd of February, which, it hit me pretty hard. I mean, the night before, I remember I had like kind of a sore throat, and I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I don't think I have COVID. And then I wake up, and then, it's a little worse. I feel a little maybe congested. I hurt a little bit, and I take the test, and it's like, yeah, I'm positive. Um, and then I went and I made the community post, and I worked for a little bit, day as normal. And then I woke up, and I was wrecked. I was wrecked. There's no other way to say it. Um, take a drink of water. Um, yeah, I was pretty wrecked. The first, I would say there was about a 2 day stretch where I just hurt. I had like every part of my body just hurt. All of my joints hurt. My skin hurt. And I had a pretty nasty headache. And I really just didn't I wasn't able to work really because I didn't just have a headache, I had eye pain too. So staring at a screen for any meaningful amount of time, it just sucked. And so I didn't work. And that was pretty hard for me, because there was a part of me that wanted to push through and just do it anyways. But, I stayed away, because I figured that I'd give myself a break. And then in the couple days following that, I guess I traded the severe headache and joint pain for not being able to really breathe out of my nose at all. And that made sleeping really hard because I am typically a side sleeper, and when I lay on one side for a while, it would just completely block the sinus on one side, and I'd be breathing all weird and raggedy. It just wasn't comfortable for any. I couldn't get comfortable to save my life, really. And it's really only until now that I'm actually feeling better, about 5 days later. I mean, I'm able to breathe again. I'm not coughing nearly as much as I was. I mean, I've got a little dry mouth, but as far as that, I'm feeling pretty normal. Um, and I guess this is kind of where I want to talk about, me just feeling really bad that I got off track like this. And part of it feels very kind of unwarranted. Like I shouldn't feel that way. That, like, oh man, I should have been working. And it's like, no, man. I mean, you were drop dead sick, There was at one point where this was a really big deal. I mean, COVID's probably less potent than it was, 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, whatever. But it's still a pretty serious illness, and you shouldn't feel bad about, taking some time to get better, you know. Um but I still feel really bad about it. And why is that? I guess is what I'm trying to get to the source of. And I think it stems a lot of it from me not being super proactive in my previous endeavors. By that I mostly mean doing school and other, extracurricular activities and stuff. I just really haven't been known for giving much of anything my all. Really the only thing I would put a meaningful amount of time into was like video games and reading about, topics that interested me. But other than that, stuff that I was kind of like halfway interested in maybe, or like, school subjects and stuff, I would really most of the time give it kind of a half effort, which looking back on it now, I feel pretty bad about, because I just keep getting the feeling now that I've probably squandered a great deal of the belief that, people had in me, because there have been many times where I've participated in something, and the people that I do it with, or have taught me, or know more about it than me, they would talk to me and they'd say like, I mean, I see a lot of potential in you. Like you can go far and do this, really well if you just stick with it. And I guess I've never really been one to stick with that, or to stick with anything for long enough to, I guess, realize any of the potential that they may have seen in me at one point. And that irritates the shit out of me thinking about that, because I was involved in a lot of stuff that, had I followed through, had I taken the plunge, had I just gave a little bit more of a shit than I did, I probably could have done a lot more with myself than I have now. And I mean, it's really, now that I think about it, it's really only been in the last, 2 years or so that I've really buckled down and started to, like, invest in making myself better. And I guess looking back, I'm just wanting to be able to give the effort now that I didn't give before. Because I think there are a lot of people who were at one point, or are right now, in the position that I was in, where they have all these ideations for themselves, and they might have a little bit of potential in something, and they want all these great things for themselves, basically. But the problem with wanting things for yourself is that you can want all you want. Kind of a weird way to say it. But at the end of the day, if you don't act, if you never try to improve from what you are currently, then a lot of that stuff that you want for yourself is never going to come to pass. And I guess I realized that officially, like I said, about 2 years ago. And I've been actively trying to change myself for the better. And it's weird, especially now thinking, because I said I've been at this for almost 2 years, but I would say the majority of the change that I've been seeing as positive, it's happened in like the last 8 months. So since me graduating from high school, I mean, that's how long it took me to get off of the proverbial, feeling sorry for yourself wagon, not doing anything wagon, and getting on to, changing the stuff that I want to change. And I guess that drive that I'm having right now, it's, I don't want to fall back into the cycle of just letting things go and not doing anything and not getting any better, and even, getting worse just in general. Not being as proactive as I could be, because a lot of what I've been feeling is just regret. Regret that I didn't take those opportunities and go with them, because I guess I just felt like I had better things to do. And now that I, think about that stuff, it's just, I want to go back and I want to maybe try again. But I think I might have said something similar to this. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. But I'll say it again if I haven't for some reason. I've been using that regret recently as kind of a motivator, where this regret that I'm feeling over not going out and pursuing these things, that regret is only going to continue to grow and manifest and fester inside me unless I start taking action now. And me taking action now is what I want to do, So I'm going to use that regret to my advantage as a reminder that you don't want to go back to doing nothing, because doing nothing is where you just sit and stay the same. And when you're staying the same while everybody else is surpassing you, that's a problem. And I know it's a problem, especially because I acknowledge that there's a lot of stuff that I'm good at and I can only get better at it. I mean, like for example, I'd say I'm a decent reader and writer. I have a pretty decent grasp of the English language. And I also think I have the potential to learn a lot more about just everything in general. And I think that's another reason why I like doing the iceberg thing that I'm doing right now, is because a lot of these topics that I'm going into, they deal with some pretty complicated stuff. And they connect into a lot of other things, and I'm unlocking a lot of interest in the topics that I'm researching for right now. And I feel like that knowledge is only going to deepen and just get more and more, dense as I move down the iceberg. And even beyond as well, because I'm sure that I'm going to be making some other individual videos. And just generally, I'm going to be learning more. Anyways, I feel like I'm kind of starting to ramble a little bit. I guess the point that I'm trying to get across with that last little bit is I've been feeling a lot of change recently, and I want to keep building on it. Because if I can continue building on that change and becoming a better person, and people around me start to notice that I'm getting better and changing, then that's the end goal. That is what I want. I want people to notice that I'm getting better, and I want me to notice that I'm getting better. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I feel like it came out somewhat concise. I mean, I still probably have a little bit of brain fog from being sick. I gotta take another drink of water there. Anyways, I think that's gonna do it. If you like seeing these videos, be sure to hit the subscribe and the like. I'm gonna be trying to grow the second channel in conjunction with the main channel, Contrail. I'm gonna have links for everything in the description, if you wanted to check stuff out. But yeah, I guess that's everything I wanted to say. Hope you caught you doing well. Have a good day, and I'll catch y'all in a little bit. See ya.